Clydesdale. They're my favourite breed of horse, and I thought I would start just standing on a nice background, just very simple. I'm not going to draw any harness or anything. Just going to get his body shape in. So I always start with the head. So I'll just get the basic shapes in, because I'll start with the head and then I measure everything against the head. Right, so that's the basic shape so far. Hang on, I'm just going to make it so they've got a rounded nose. Okay, so now his head is 1.5 times to his body, to the length of his body. So now I'm looking at the shapes. His neck comes down on that sort of an angle. His ears pricked forward, paying attention, like that. He's got an eye crest on the back of his neck, very rounded neck, like that. Comes down. Change the shape of his head there a little bit. I'm going to grab my kneadable eraser just to tidy up this little line here, like that. Now his chest, now his head and his shoulder comes down back there a bit, his wither, it's called a wither. So his neck and his back is 1.5 times the length, so 1. So that's his neck, 1.5, so about there. His back end goes to about there. He's got quite a defined dip in his back. His bottom goes up quite high. Now I'm just roughening his shape. His chest comes down there like that. Just draw his eye in. I think I've got to deepen his cheek a little bit. It doesn't look quite right. I've got to thicken up his head and deepen his cheek. I'm going to straighten up this part of his nose. Alright. Now his neck and his leg, from his ear to his chest, is the same length as his front leg, like that, to the ankle, the front ankle or fetlock. And he's got that leg a little bit forward, like that. For his tummy. Change some angles as I need to, because I can see already I've got his bottom a bit too rounded. I'm going to draw the white marking, his face, because they've got, I love these horses for their markings. Draw his forelock coming down there like that. His mane is hanging on the other side. I'll draw this leg now. These horses have what's called feathers. So hang on, so his chest there, so his leg comes down more, and they've got lots of fur on the lower part of their legs. That's what protects them from wet feet and wet legs and stuff. It stops them getting sore ankles and sore skin, because the rain and the water and the mud all comes off and runs down that fur. Erase this little bit. Just going to change the musculature on that front leg a little bit, like that. Okie doke. Now this leg comes back a bit like that. You can see the back of it slightly back like that. Right. Now this back starts out there, comes down. Now his which is his back elbow joint, comes down to in line with the front knees. So I draw that on like that. Right down to the same length as his front feet. Some ground just to help make that a bit easier, like that. They're very strong horses. These horses are used for pulling. I'm going to give him a long tail. Got to change the shape on his back a fraction. I'm not 100% happy with that. Alright. Bring that leg forward a fraction. Feathers on the back feet there too, and they trim their tails off because they have them. I'm actually going to draw him with a long tail. I'm going to give him a long tail because they usually trim them off, like the draft horses, so it doesn't get caught up in all their harness and everything. But I'm going to leave his on around there. I'm kind of happy with that. I will draw his head collar on. He does have a head collar on. It comes down like that. They're quite thick. Like that. And then that comes down under his chin. Like that. Alright. Is pretty much. Got to change the bottom part of his little face. So I've made it a bit narrow. So his mouth comes down there like that. Change his cheek a little bit too, because these are very heavy set horses. That's looking a bit better. So now his head and his neck pretty much the same length, and his body, his head, shoulder to back is 2, so that's right. So I've got that proportion right. His head and his barrel of his tummy are the same width, so I've got him a little bit too fat, so I've got to lift up his tummy a little bit. I made him a little bit too fat. That's a bit better. Enough to put this leg back. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Righto, and we're going to do lots and lots of little light washes. You can just see the other part. I've got to erase this little bit of a line that's in his harness as well, and his halter, head collar. Quite happy with that, I think. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'll do a background. Oh no, I'm not going to do a background. I'm just going to do the colour on him. So I'm going to grab my spritzer, spritz my colours, and I'm going to use transparent sienna first. So give my bit of cloth handy. Transparent sienna. It's my favourite colour ever, and it's a really good horse colour. My palette right there. Okay, get my transparent sienna on there, and just do a very diluted, super diluted wash of this colour everywhere that is going to be that colour. I'll leave the white of the paper. When I do a background, that will in contrast. If I do a background, I may not. I might just paint the horse. So I do love these horses. Come around the front of his little nose, it's darker. And remembering to brush the brush strokes the direction the fur goes. Okay. Camera zoomed in okay? Yep. I had to reset all my stuff up again this morning. Alright. Now I'm going to get very diluted. I'm going to do this wash. There'll be 2 or 3 layers. I'm going to do his whole body in this transparent sienna. This is a schminky colour and it's my absolute favourite watercolour colour. Very good animal colour. I use it on all of my animals pretty much. Anything with brown fur gets transparent siennaed. Alright. And the front and back of that leg. Got to keep moving because it's quite a warm day here, so the watercolour dries super fast and I don't want to get tide lines. Blot or blooming they call it on my colour, on my paint. Right. And he has beautiful dapples, which is like the dots, it's like golden dots on him. So I'm going to try and leave, as I add the layers, some highlights for the dapples using this original layer of the lightest colour. Excuse my little dogs being a sooty lala. You want to go outside, Bear? I'll have to put you out in a sec. Hang on. Alright. Just got to let my little dog out. If you bear with me a second, I'll just pop the watercolour on this leg. Got a little bit on the paper there. I'm just going to get that off. Doesn't really matter because I can do a background anyway. I've got a fresh water and a, there we go, lifted that off. Okay, I'm just going to go quickly let my dog out and I'll be back in a second. You want to go out there? Alright, out you go. Go, come on. Oh, for goodness sake, dogs. Yeah. I have a house full of dogs. Yeah, okay, so now I'm going to stay with the same transparent sienna. I'm just going to add more paint, less water, and do the next layer. Having a look. And that will be just a fraction stronger and a fraction darker. And I'll do this, working my way around. Just going to drag that a little bit, damp brush. Drag that just to soften the edges. Anywhere that's a little bit darker, his ears are much darker. You just do this, you just work from light to dark, build up the layers. I haven't painted a watercolour horse in a long time, so this is fun. So I'm just going to go, the top of his neck, the crest of his neck is quite dark. Pop that on there like that, just having a quick look. And now I'm going to wet my brush and drag that down onto the previous colour. Just blend that in like that. I'll do the same. I'm going to add darker onto the bottom of his cheek here and the bottom of his neck. Anywhere that's a darker tone. And just start to build up. So you're not one solid colour. Grab a bit more transparent sienna. Go into the muscle lines. He's got beautiful muscle. I'll get my brush a bit more wet, a bit damper. More damp. Add grammar there. He's got muscles coming around here. I've got to dampen that off. Go. Down to his knee. The other side is much darker. That other leg is in shadow. So let's continue down and darken all of that up. Then he's got like a chocolate brown as well for comes under his tummy. Darken up. I've got to add some more water to this. It's drying super fast. More transparent sienna. It's got darker on his shoulder. It's got darker around his tummy there. And up over his rump. And I'll leave some like dots like that for the dapples on his fur, because he's got beautiful dapples. It's basically like the dappled light. This gives the effect of dappled light on their fur. I'll just join those little circles like that, and I'll just soften around the outside of them like that. Also got these dapples around his tummy. We're just literally just adding little hexagonal shapes. Having a look at his shoulder, he's got him on his shoulder as well. It's got a beautiful shine across his shoulder, which I might actually add back in with wash or a bit of white acrylic maybe. Got these dimples on his tummy as well. Dapples, not dimples. But now I'm going to do a lighter wash coming down his neck. Just strengthen this up a little bit, this colour. Down onto that back leg. But got to go a stronger brown. So I'm going to grab a bit. I'm going to have a sip of my drink. Excuse me for a second. I've got a tickly throat. A sip of my drink. I've got a creamy soda right here. Get a bit of a golden red, brown, which is like a mahogany. I like this. It's a lighter brown, but not a lighter brown. It's a stronger brown, but it's not a hard brown. It's a soft sort of a brown. So for the next layer, I'm going to take this around all his darkest points. I'm just going to blend that. To work darker browns in, stronger browns, not necessarily darker. That'll be my dog wanting to come back in, so I better go and get him. Goodness gracious, bossy doggy. Okay, hang on just a second. Just go and get my dog again. Come on, Bear, quick. Come on, Bear, quick, quick, quick. Come on, Bear. Come back. It's really hard when you've got 3 dogs to let one in because the other 2 bark. Okay. So I'm going to darken up under his chin. Having a look on the reference. It's got darker around there. It's got darker around his eye. Almost black around his eye. And this colour is called Bay. He's got darker, almost black mane and tail. So let's darken up that part on his crest. His legs are white though. Do his darken his tail. And I will go over this with another layer of almost black at the end. go almost to the ground. Like that. Alright. Now he's much darker over his back and down his neck, so I can also take this mahogany colour down his back and his neck. Being careful not to go over the dapples. I can even add some more. Like that. Okay. Got a bit darker down here. It's much darker underneath. Out the darker areas. Got a very strong muscle dark there. I'm going to soften this edge here. It's going to dampen my brush and just drag that out. I don't want hard lines. This fur's soft, it doesn't look hard. So I'm going to try not to have hard lines. I'm going to grab some more of that mahogany. Darker under here. So I'll darken his tummy up. Like that. Fill in some of this darker colour, going around the dapples, trying to leave them so that they're still visible. Darker and darker in the darkest parts. Right. And his rump is much darker. So I'll continue on his rump. Got to darken up all this whole top half. You can see how much darker. I've got a lot less water on the brush. A beautiful shine on his bottom. Around the dapples. I'm going to damp my brush and just soften these edges. Take it up and around. Coming down, I'll wet my brush again. And just, whoops, drag that down. That. That up with the cloth, it's a little bit too wet. A little bit too wet. There we go. And just soften edge and around his flank. Alright. Quite happy with that. Now I'm going to go a really dark. I've got like a... I'm not sure what brown this is. It's just a random brown. But it's actually more like a sepia. And I'm going to add a bit of a dark blue to it to make it almost black. I want that for his mane and his tail, and around his eye. So I'm going to just darken up now. But this is like sepia with a dark blue with indigo. Create the darkest dark. It's going to come around the back of his neck. Oh, I've got this music. Okay. He's got his forelock. It's down the front like that. Beautiful long mane, like that. He's very dark inside his ears, so I'm going to do the inside of his ears, that dark.
Skin likes your skin. Your
the edge of his eye,
draws me in.
like that. Having a quick look.
Some behind whenever you go.
And now, go down onto his nose.
Seeks my hand. No, you'll leave me a mess.
So I'm using
But I
less water,
hope for the
more
best.
pigment
Don't know what
around his mouth, around the edge of his mouth. And then under his chin is the darkest.
can't you see what
and
is
into the
right
bottom of his
in
neck there.
front, or is
Super dark.
there
So he's starting to come together a little bit. I'm going to do his
that
eye.
you need?
I'm going to do his eye golden sort of
'Cause
chocolatey
you
brown.
might just lead me on.
I might even go back in
Don't take me
and use almost pure mahogany. I'll add the pupil in at the very end. Okay, so go back to my dark, almost black. I'm going to start to pick out anywhere on in that is super dark. I've got to actually add a bit more water to that. It's got this dark point on the back legs as well. The back of the front legs, I mean.
go if you go and stay.
Pick out a bit of this paint, take down the back of that leg.
Your hand leaves my hand like it's nothing at all.
Go, just darkening up the darkest points.
I hope
Now under this leg,
give or
there's a
take.
lot of shadow.
You know you can have it, but you're not
And
holding
I'll just take
space.
that dark point down his leg.
Not even a drawer.
That. He's got super dark on his rump. I'm going to take this dark, I'm going to dilute it, and I'm going to try and get that onto his back as well, and just leave a little bit of a mottled pattern. Across his back and down onto his side there. Create those highlighty bits. Be careful to leave those highlighty bits. I'm going to drag this dark, almost black, down onto his neck as well. I'm going to wet my brush, take the excess moisture off and just blend it. That. Come onto his leg there. Got to get a bit more of that indigo-y colour. I'm going to mix it up a bit more of the colour, the pigment, a little bit less water, just to make it a bit thicker. There we go. Makes it nice, a bit thicker, a bit stronger for me. That. Okay. Go onto his hock. Down the back. That. That one on the inside a lot darker, and now I'm going to add it onto his tail. But first of all, I'm going to dilute it. Go to my diluted mixture for that dark and just do the first wash, coming down, much stronger, much thicker. I've filled the whole tail. When I do the less water, more pigment, I'm going to have it thicker. Just got to be careful to not get it onto the white legs, because he's got white at the bottom of his legs. Just having a quick look. Come down onto his neck here. I just liked the reflections on this horse. It's hard to do with watercolour to get the vibrant looking highlights, but I thought I'd give it a go. I'll give it a try. See how we go. With horses, the trick with them is to try and get the musculature shape right. That really helps, as long as you've got the muscles and the shapes of their muscles right. It's not. Yeah, it looks good. It's about knowing your proportions, but I do the head first and I measure everything against the head. That's how I work. And I do that with every animal that I draw. Okay. Now he has got a lot of highlight. So I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with that. But anyway, now I'm going to go onto his harness. I'm going to use another brown. I might go Indian red for his halter, his head collar. Let's get a nice bit of Indian red. So leather's a different brown, slightly different brown. make it stronger on the shadow side. Oh, that's still damp. I'll drop that in. Okay, now I'm even going to go in with a super dark. I'm going to go back to my sepia and add a bit of blue. Have almost no water. The very underside of it. The deepest shadow on his harness, on his head collar. Like that. And that just gives that the contrast. That. Alright. Take that onto his nose as well. This little pin now, like that. Alright. So now I'm going to do his hooves, which are a taupey colour. I'm going to use yellow ochre for his hooves, just diluted right down with a lot of water. So, like that. And his hooves are just a lighter tone. Okay, that. Hello, Jeremy. How are you, doll? I've got to add a bit of pink. So I'm going to use a red, dilute it down. Dilute it right down. So almost barely any on my brush. Let's touch that onto his nose because he does have pink on his nose. How have you been, Jeremy? Doing good, just adding along. Excellent, glad to hear it. I'm going to do a background. I'll do his tail first. I've got to go over the tail with a bit more indigo and a bit of sepia. Makes a beautiful dark, almost black. And I am going to add that down under here onto the darkest part of his tail. Like that. And down to the darkest part. Trip! Should show more artsy server if I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting too, Jeremy. You are not alone. And thank you so much for the sub, Trip. Thank you, mate. I shall do a shout out in about 3 seconds. Got to come down here. That. Actually, I'm going to do a shout out. I've got to go and get my Streamlabby thing over here. Yeah. Go to there. Go to there. Go to my thingy. And a dashboard. Excuse me, sorry, I should have set this up before. Now I can do a shout out to Trip. So shout out Trip _228. Whoops, did that work? Hang on. Shiver me timbers. Did I press all the buttons? Trip. Oh no, it didn't. Hey. Whoops. Oh god, I'm pressing all the buttons. Yay, that worked. Good to see you arting. It's good to be arting, mate. I've missed it. It's really nice to get back into it. And it's been a long time since I did traditional. So I've been doing digital an awful lot. So it's really nice. I'll do a sky background. I'm just going to go cobalt blue. Just a wash of cobalt for nice contrast around him. So what are you up to today? Playing more retro? That was fun watching the other day. I'm just going to go round him. I've got to be careful to not wet anywhere that I've just done.
Can't you see what is right in front, or is there
So we'll work around him carefully because anything that's white is going to be the white of the paper.
you might just lead me.
Alright. The tension. I'm trying not to mess it up. The art looks really good. Thank you. Thank you. I've been wanting to draw a horse for a while, and I love Clydesdales. I've had a few over the years as riding horses. They're lovely, and harness horses. And I just thought, you know what? I feel like drawing a horse, so I'll draw my favourite breed, draft horse. What are they over there? They make the great videos. Budweiser, the Budweiser horses. They're my absolute favourite. I'm not going to worry about doing a solid background, like having it completely all over the whole page. But I'm just going to keep moving all the way so I don't get tide lines in it. I might do. See, there's a gap between his legs there, and that way the white of the paper is him, the white of him. Just got to blend that together a bit more because you can see that was dry. It's such a warm day here. We've got heat wave warnings coming for the next week. Some parts of the state are going to be 48 Celsius, which is ridiculous. Nearly 50 degrees Celsius, which is halfway to boiling point. Not looking forward to next week. Be lots of art videos, I think. Lots and lots of art videos. So I don't know what Celsius is in Fahrenheit, but yeah, you Google 48 Celsius to Fahrenheit. That's very hot. It's ridiculously hot. So it'll be too hot to go outside kind of hot. Like that, actually, just like that, I think, without going to too much. I might do, I'm undecided. I've got to go behind this leg because they've got the white feathers on the bottom. They call them feathers, the fur on the bottom of their legs, like that. I quite like that, actually, just like that. I'm not even going to finish the whole background. I'm going to leave that quite painterly. Now, he does have a little bit of yellow, a bit of reflection on his fur, on his legs. Probably more ochre than it is yellow, but I'm going to add, actually, no, what I'm going to go yellow ochre. I'll add a little bit of yellow ochre, quite diluted. So it just adds shadow to his feathery bits. Got to be careful it doesn't go back into the blue that I've just put on. All right. This leg's in shadow a little bit. That just gives a bit of interest to the highlights, makes the white not look just so flat. Look at the back of this leg. That. Okay, now he's got a little bit of shadowing, a little bit of colour on his white on his nose. Okay. I might put a little bit of green under him just for the ground, just to. Ew, that's not the right green. That's a scary green, that one. I was going to add a little bit of green under his feet to ground him. It's like that. I can blend in a little bit. It's a little bit of brown on the brush as well. I can blend in a little bit with the blue. Alright. I'm quite happy with that. That turned out alright. I don't know that I'm going to do a whole lot more to it, to be honest. I will grab, I'll see if I can get a little bit of, I'm going to grab a white. Do I have whitewash handy? I don't have it here, I've got it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab a little bit of white acrylic. I've got an acrylic pen that will do to create a little bit of highlight. It's got a little bit of a sheen, a shine. I'll pop in there. Just a little bit of like sweaty highlight. And acrylic goes well with watercolour. Onto his rump. Just having a quick look. Where I can see he needs a little highlight. muscle there. See, that just gives him just a little bit of definition. A little dot on his eye as well. I'm quite happy with that. I am going to sign that and call that done and get on to the next piece. Okay, so I might stay with the horses and just do some drawing, I think. I'm going to grab a fine brush to sign with. I might use my sepia dark colour to sign down here. And I've got to remember to write 26. I've been writing 25, so I forgot what year it was. Jane Ewan, that's me. And 26. I'm going to write 2026. There we go. First correctly dated artwork for the year. As you do. So, I am now going to carefully take these off. I might leave that up at the top. Just got to very carefully. I usually stick the paper to my leg a little bit to get the excess glue off the back so it doesn't tear the paper. There we go. Oops. We might just do a few different drawings. Be careful. There we go. Oops. Leave that there for a second. Grab another bit of paper, or am I gonna? Where's my antique paper? Is in cold press, which is slightly textured. Let's try and find another horse and see what we've got. We'll stick with horses. Just scrolling through my references. Go to Unsplash. Unsplash. And we'll just do some more drawing, just for fun. Alright. Let's get my images up. Go to horses. Oops. And search. And oh, there's lots of horses have come up. Okay. Find a nice picture that I want to draw. Wouldn't mind a moving one because this guy's just standing. So let's have a quick look. Could do a mirror and a foal. That could be fun. That's also another fun way of showing you how to. Oh, that's a cute one with a foal, but it's not a nice angle with a mare. Hey, sorry, just having a quick scroll. I usually have my references pricked out pre-stream, but I'm not that organised today. Hang on. Oops. Just quickly having a look. So, some beautiful dressage horses is race horses. Show jumper. What a mare and foal. I'm going to write mare and foal. And goal, it changed my spelling there, and foal. Oops, okay. Now, I'm just going to find one that's cute. Sticky. Goodness gracious, this doesn't make great streaming, does it? Okay. Pick up my paper. I just dropped my paper on the floor. Hang on a second. Let's try and find photos with just write herd. That'll come up with I'm finding all these photos on Unsplash. Goodness gracious. I think it'd be as hard to find a nice picture. I want to draw. It's about 20 in that herd. I don't need to draw 20 of them. Just a handful would be nice. There's a cute little herd of taffy ponies. Okay, so get my reference picture up. And get a new piece of paper. Oh, that's a cute one. It's a mare and a foal trotting along, so I'll do that one. Okay. Oops. Alright, just got to save that picture so I don't lose it. Oops, crazy. Right. And I'll get my next piece of paper. Actually, I might go smooth paper again. I like this smooth piece. It's a smooth paper. Alright. I like my smooth better. So, and these are on a strange, slightly different angle, so I'll put that also over here. Just get one piece of tape, stick it to my leg first to get the excess sticky off it. And this horse, this is very 1920s music. I might just change that. Gimmick sound, where is it? Okay. Okay. So, my reference over there. And let's draw this next little mare and horse, mare and foal. So, now the angles of this are really unusual. So I'll start with the head up high. I always draw the head first. It gives me a measurement for the body, and the foal is much smaller, so okay, so it's got one ear forward. That. Just draw the head, ears facing that way. It's down. I've got the angle on the eyes wrong. I'll sort that out. Okay. So now the head, the chest, it's got this horse is running sort of straight at us. Its neck comes down on an angle like that, or her neck comes down an angle like that, and it's actually above her shoulder, is above the height of her back. And I can see her rump straight back there like that. Her back legs like that. And I look at everything against what's on the horse. Now her leg is 2 times the length of her head. So 1, nearly 2. So I'm just going to roughly draw that line on there. And same with this leg. That's 1 time to the top. But because it's going into the distance behind, it's fractionally shorter. So she's trotting sort of on a 3/4 angle towards us. Let's do the rough shapes in. Her chest is like that. And it's fun. It's easy to draw them straight on, side on, but it's fun to try with all the different perspectives. Now her belly goes around like that. And her back leg is coming forward, and it almost comes and touches this one. So this one is going back. You can see the back of that front foot. Now her back leg, the hock, the knee, the back knee is higher than the knee on this leg. The front anyway. Just a fraction. comes and almost, her leg comes and goes in behind that front leg. And you can only just see her the back of her hoof. Then this leg goes to the back, so she's trotting. Her foal's next to her on the left. This is not an easy picture. I picked a nice difficult one, but I liked the movement in it, so I thought, you know what, we'll give it a go. If it fails, it fails, hey? And her tail is blowing in the wind, like that.
You almost leaned in.
Okay.
Shadows move, skin to skin.
Down these leg bones equal cannons on the front of the horse, the front leg. It comes down. I rode for many, many years and showed horses. Okay. Still have a couple of old retired ones out in the paddock. Alright, now she has a beautiful mark on her face, so I'm going to draw that. Her eye. Got a beautiful highlight on her face, and that nostril there. And then nostril on this side.
You step back, I step away.
She's got a head collar on. I'm not sure whether I'll draw it or not. I probably should, as it is in the reference. So, and you can't see part of her face because of it, so I'll draw that on. So they used to catch them and tie them up. Alright. Okay, that's that. Now to draw the foal. So, the foal, I'll start with her. I always usually start with the head, but I'll have to start with the bottom, measure where the bottom is, because she's running next to her mum. And now her head comes almost. Oops, my painting really went. Today's. Her little head is straight upright. Like that. And she's tiny, pretty little face. So she's got wide at the top, and then her little nose is very petite, and then her little face gets wide. She's got very big ears because she hasn't grown into them yet. Like that.
We'll always
Her little neck comes down. That. I'm going to change the angle of fraction. Okay. Her little shoulder. It's like that. And she's cantering. You tell by the position of her little legs, and she's got a beautiful little blaze on her face. Big eyes for a little foal. Her nostrils in. So that leg comes forward. Now her head and her to the top of her head to the top of her knee. Their legs are longer. They grow into their little legs. Like that. So she's cantering, so this leg's a little bit lower, but she's only got 1 foot on the ground. Because she's moving quick, trying to keep up with mum. Okay, having a quick look. She's got a back leg. This back leg comes forward. They're just lots of shapes. Lots and lots and lots of shapes. to do that leg a bit more of an angle. It's like the mum, that other hoof comes down behind. She's got little white feet, cute little feet. That. This leg disappears off beside mum and comes down here. That. I'm going to erase that little bit at the bottom. I'm not happy with that. So that foot comes down like that. There we go. So I'll draw mum's legs in a bit better. I'll go draw her little mane. Her little mane's blowing in the wind. Like that. She's got lovely white little legs. Oh my goodness, let's change that music. I don't know whether you guys can hear that, but wow. That's intense opera. Oh, and what did I do? I hit it again, did I? There we go. Goodness. Alright. Oh my goodness. It's not supposed to. Hang on. I'm going to find some more music because this is redonkulous. Music. Let's go acoustic. Try that again, shall we? There we go. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I'll draw a bit more of a background for these guys. I think I can draw the mountains in the background. Might be a bit of interest. Let's do that. Just create a bit of interest. It's been a long time since I've done a background as well. I'm a glutton for punishment. Okay, so I'm going to start with the sky first. I'm going to clean my palette. Clean my palette. Just give it a spritz because I want to get my painting that I did before out of the way. Wipe down that. Get rid of some of these colours that I'm not going to be needing. Not straight away anyway. I mean, I'll probably use a lot of the same colours because these horses are pretty similar. Okay. So, I'm going to go straight into the sky. I'm just going to wet the background. Everywhere the sky is going to be, I'm going to wet. Oops, today's. Like that. Actually, I'm going to go over where the mountain is as well. Just to help. And I'm going to now go cobalt blue. Just drop that in. Like that. While that's damp. Today's. In it, and then I'm going to blot out some clouds just like that. Put the paper on, needs to be wetter than that, and then blot it. Pick out the clouds, just drop that on and blot, 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 blot. And that gives me a very light skyish background. More and then blot it. I just need to take it down to that part of the horses. There we go. So that's the sky. So now for the mountain, I'm going to do a purpley colour, just a distant purpley. So I'll use the same blue and I'll add dark red. I want to make a deep dark purple for a distant purple because everything in the distance gets darker. And I'm going to dilute that right down. I'm going to add that to the mountains behind them as they disappear off into the distance. So you can't see detail. Do a mountain up here, like that. This little foal, as big see it's just slightly different to the sky, a little bit darker. Should have mixed up a bit more of it, but that's okay. Around the edge of the foal. That. Around his little mane. Okay, and then the rest into the foreground is going to be greens and so I'll go a dark green. See if I can make like a heritagey green in the distance. I'll add a bit of blue. I'll add like trees like that. Just blot colour down because it's not the focus. The background is not the focus. It's just to create an illusion, give some interest behind the horses. Right up to her face there, like that. And I'll add some darker greens in as well. I'll add a bit more blue to that, just because they're not just one solid green. I just added a bit of blue. And I'll just plop that in. Create dark shadowy bits in trees as well. Like that. And that just gives you trees in the distance. And they are literally just smudges, just little smudges with the tip of my brush. Then the paddocks around them is sort of a fawny colour that's light in the background and darker in the foreground. So I'm just going to add a lot of water to that and just bring that down around the horses till I get down near their feet-ish area. Like that. So it's just adding a ton of water, a lot of water to the same colour as I've done the trees, which will keep it all harmonious. Alright. I haven't done a background in a very long time, so it's a bit of fun. Bit of fun. And if it all goes horribly wrong, well, oh well. You live and learn, don't you? Got to have a go. The only way to learn is to give it a try. And yeah, I haven't done a background in watercolour for a long time, so this is a bit of pressure. But that's beauty of watercolour, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to add a bit of same green, just a little bit less water, a little bit more pigment, just a little bit more. Just come onto the foreground here, just want it a little bit stronger, and then I'll add the detail over the top of the grass texture just in the foreground. Just got to cut around the legs a bit, and I'll add some bushy bits as well. Bring that into the foreground. Like that. Okay. And I can draw some shrubs and stuff in. I'm just going to fill in this bottom bit now. And there's going to be darker grass over the top of this. So I'm not terribly worried about it being a bit blotchy looking, because I'm going to do the grass, rougher grass. I'm going to go almost pure pigment. It's a greeny brown. And I'm going to add in some tussocks. And some shadowy bits underneath both of them. So you've got shadow under there. I'm just doing odd directional strokes. I'm not doing because grass goes in all directions. Doesn't pick any one direction. So just draw a few little grassy bits, and I can add some more greens. Like so, I've got in the background's looking a bit too uniform, so I'm just going to add a few little blotches just to create a little bit of texture in the background. You can't see the blades of grass in the background, but just there's little slight discolorations in the grass. So I'll add them in. I don't want it to look flat behind them. Okay, this looks so good. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Silly. Thank you, thank you. We're getting there, we're getting there. So now I'm going to go, this is a really, really rich green. I can't read, I need new glasses, so I can't actually read what colour it says on the thing. I'm going to add this stronger green. Just because there is some rich green grass right underneath them. Like that. Down and around. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I'm not going to do any more to the background. I'm just going to pick a different music. This music's not so crash hot. Music, and then go. Let's go relaxing. And do that. Okay, so now I'm going to start on the horses. Now we can start on the horses. So these are bay, they're both bay. So I'm just going to give my palette a little bit of a wipe. Give it a spritz and a wipe. Helps if you turn the spritzy nozzle the right way, because otherwise you end up with water in your face. Which I very nearly did then. Oh my goodness. Okay, get a fresh piece of cloth for my hand, and we'll start with the horses' colours. So again, I'm going to start with transparent sienna, because it's a beautiful colour for horses. It's transparent sienna. So I'm going to start with a base wash, same as I did on the Clydesdale. And I'm going to cut in and around. Anywhere that's white, I will leave the white of the paper. It's got a dark nose, so that's all right. Hear my other little dog's looking at the door. All right, come down and around here onto her shoulder. She's a bay, so she's got darker points on the lower part of her legs. So I'll just fill that in a minute. Just going to block in the base layer first. He's got little white socks. Down and around his body. I have to go, but this looks really good. I hope your stream goes well. Goodbye. Thank you, Silly Willy. It was awesome to have you here just for a little while. Have a wonderful weekend. It's lovely to have you here, doll. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend. Great name too, by the way, Silly Willy. Love it. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same on the foal. I'm just going to block in anywhere that's not the light. And continue on down. She's got a lighter mane. Come right up to the mum. Little leg goes down the back there. Just going to erase that. So I've got a bit of grass on her leg, but I'll just erase that off. Okay, I'm just going to go let this other little dog in. I'll be right back. Come on, Doo-Doo. Come on, Doo-Doo. Come on then. Right, now I've got two dogs in the office. Got both of them. I've got three dogs. And Pippi's in the lounge room. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my transparent sienna and go less water, more pigment. And we'll start to layer now. So come around, whoops, maybe a little bit too much. Add a little bit more water to that. That side of her face is darker. Up onto the ear, to that ear, that, and we start to build a three-dimensional effect. She's actually most of her face is quite strong, darker under her chest. Got a nice highlight down the left-hand side of her shoulder though. Come down onto her leg. She's much darker down her neck, so I'm going to continue on with a bit more pigment. She's darker down the back part of this leg. So it's literally, to go darker, I am just adding less water. Same colour, exactly the same colour, just a little bit less water. A little bit more pigment. Alright, now onto her belly. Still all the same colour, just more pigment mix. Just going to blend that out a bit. I've got to go clean my water bottles for a second, because I've got my jars of water all dirty, because that's how I roll. Under this leg, all up here. She's got shadows right up onto her back, like that. Onto her back leg. Take that right down. Okay, have a quick look. Now we'll go onto the foal. I'm going to stay with the same colour. I'm just going to change my waters. Give me a second, guys. I'm just going to swap my waters because they're both very dirty. I'll be 2 seconds. One clean and one dirty, but I dirty both of my waters because that's how I roll. Because I'm organised chaos. Okay. So get a bit more transparent sienna. Go back onto the foal. Now she's quite strong coloured. So go down her face. Anywhere that I can see that she's quite strong. Right down onto her chest as well. I'll leave the highlight on that left-hand side. And she's got a highlight down left of pretty much the whole body. Quickly, carefully, come around there before the paint dries. Leave the highlight on her rump. Okay, so that's the first little bit. Go back to my other brush. Note to self, keep my things separate so that I don't mix my clean paint with my dirty paint. I'm going to make my clean water with my dirty water, I'm going to make a darker browny red. A bit more brown to it. There's darker areas. Both of them. I've got to try and blend it. I've got to be so careful. I'm going to wet my brush and just drag that down. This side of her face is darker. Down there like that. Way down onto her chest. Excuse me, puppies. Don't know what they're dogs are bossing me around. Oh. Okay. So, now, this side of her chest is quite dark. And the inside of this leg is dark. Like that. Take this all down her shoulder. Actually, I'm going to blend that in. Blend it in a bit, just soften it. Down and around here. A stronger pigment under her leg. Under this leg as well. I'm going to go with a stronger brown. I'm going to go back into my browns. And I need a stronger brown. More of a burnt umber, I think. Okay, so I've got what I think is a burnt umber there. And I'm going to darken up. Get more pigment, less water. Take that into her darkest parts, down here, like that. Let's just start to build up the darks. And under her elbow there. Got to blend that out a little bit. That. Scott, that comes up this, pretty much her whole chest on that side is a little bit darker. Hello, Michael, how are you? No, it's not. It's not. I've been back to watercolour for about a week or so. I was missing it. So I thought I'll just have a play and get back to doing something I love, which is horses. So how have you been? I haven't been doing anything much for ages. I've been minding my grandbaby and hanging out with the kids and having a great old time. And yeah, I haven't been doing a whole lot of art. I'm just starting to get back into it again now. And I'll show you what I did. I did this one just earlier. I did this little Clydesdale mare. Oops, that way. So that was the first watercolour of the horse I did today. And yeah, I thought I'll try and do something that's a little bit more interesting than just a horse standing. Yeah, I love horses. They're probably my favourite subject, apart from birds. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to have a go. Love that as a shire. It's actually it's a draft, a Clydesdale. She's a Clydie. So I love Clydies. I've had a couple over my life and they're great horses. So I had a couple of Clydie cross thoroughbreds. Best horses. They're like dogs of the horse world. They're like cocker spaniels. So smart. My best one, Bonnie, she was like a guard dog. She literally was a guard dog. She'd chase anyone off the property if she didn't know them. She'd chase them off the farm. She was amazing. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of dark chocolatey brown around the muzzle. I've got one at the moment. I've got two horses. I've got a quarter horse and a Clydesdale. She's 20 now, the old Clydesdale we've got sitting out in the paddock. So I'm just darkening up around, whoops-a-days, the ears. Just want to get these darkest points. Cut around her little eye. And I like this picture because of the shadows. Be so careful. It's such. I work so little. Like this is tiny bit of paper. It's well, you look at it with my hand. You obviously have more property than I do. I'm relegated to chickens. Yeah, just a little. We got 20 acres here, and my parents-in-law had a big farm. So what horses we didn't have here, we'd keep on their farm. A lot of time, a lot of years. We had like up to 9 horses. My husband, me and the kids ride. We all rode. Not anymore, but we all did. we rode competitively for years and years and years. Alright. So I've just got to slowly build up these layers. She's got a nice colour on her little flank. Just there. I love chickens though. But we have too many snakes that would eat our chickens. So we don't have chickens. We've got lots of lizards. Lizards are fun. Okay, I'm just having a quick look. I'm going to blend out a little bit. It's going to soften everything a fraction. I've got an in between size brush that I'm sort of a little bit large for what I'm doing, but it's also, if I go smaller, I feel like I'm not covering enough. It's not holding enough water. So it's a rock and a hard place. Blocking that little eye. I'm going to darken up in these ears again. And I don't usually do backgrounds, and of course I decide to do a background for my second watercolour horseback because I'm a glutton for punishment. I think my chickens ate all the lizards. Oh, actually our lizards are a bit big for chickens to eat. I put a photo of it. Oh my God, we got the biggest blue tongue. They're amazing, they're gorgeous animals. But he was about 1/2 metre long. Yeah, our lizards are a little bit bigger. Just a tad. Darkening up around the edges. And it's been so long since I've been watercolouring. I'm very rusty. So, but it's good fun. So what have you been up to, mate? I'm sorry I haven't caught any of your streams, but I've been hanging out with the fam and doing lots of family stuff. Just been busy with my new grandson and my kids. I think our lizards top out at about 15 centimetres. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. Ours are just a tad bigger. Just a tad. Oh, up north, we've got one, they're called goannas, up a bit further. And they get, oh, I don't even know how big a goanna gets. The length of a small car. The old man goannas. They're gorgeous too. They're beautiful. But yeah, our blue tongues about 1/2 metre, almost a metre maybe. But they eat the snakes, so they're good. The more lizards we have, the better. The more lizards, less snakes. I'm still painting a couple of times a week, plus now I'm taking people out on fishing. Oh wow, that's cool. Oh yeah, because I follow your fishing channel. I love fishing. Love fishing. Now I'm going to darken up because this is a bay, so she's got dark points, which is her legs, her mane and her tail are darker than her top half. So I'll fill those in. Oh, that's cool. That is very cool. So you're mainly out on the trout or pike, or what's your thing? Down here, fill in this other leg. He actually has a white sock, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do a solid coloured foot. I'm not going to give her white. Her leg. Come down the back leg. Fill that right in. Just do it my local lake. Nice. Yeah, I was considering going fishing this weekend, but I think it's going to be too hot. I know it's going to be too hot. I don't want to be out in the sun. It's going to be well up over 100. So I shall be staying inside painting and playing games probably. Okay, so down and around. All right. I'm pretty happy with that so far. I'm just going to blend, if I can blend. Oh, no. Quickly blot that up. I had a bit too much water on my brush then. That was dangerous. I'm going to blend that up. Yeah, because our lake we go to's further north, and it's add 5 degrees Celsius to whatever it is down here, and we're expecting in the high 30s to 40s. And next week we're going to have high 40s, which is disgusting. So it's going to be too hot up there to go fishing. Just stay home. Okay, blend all this down. I did go fishing in the ocean and caught, among other things, a giant Pacific octopus. Oh my god, wow! That's cool. That would have been so interesting. I've only ever seen squid. We've had lots of sharks. Lots and lots of sharks. We've got a plague of bull sharks at the moment. I'm going to add a bit more reddy brown. I'm going to go to my Indian brown, Indian red, I reckon. I just need a bit more warmth in the brown. Start to get a bit of definition. I have to catch a shark. Oh my goodness. Years and years ago, my husband's friend was a shark fisherman, and yeah, that's scary. Scary. They taste delicious though. Mostly we have leopard sharks. Oh, okay. Yeah, we have great whites. Great whites, bull sharks. Yeah, every now and then great white sharks swim spot. Yeah, they're beautiful though. Oh, they're gorgeous creatures. They are stunning. But down on our New South Wales coast, they've had in the last week 5 shark attacks. So the sharks are a bit more aggro down here at this time of year. Just a tad more aggro. I'm going to go back to my transparent sienna. And I'm going to come back up into his neck, this little one. It's got to start to build up darker tones. Yeah, 5 in a week, and all along the New South Wales coastline. We haven't had a shark attack since last Christmas. Yeah, it's been freaky. We've had some freakish weather and some freakish situations with animals. So I won't be going into any oceans ever. I'll be sitting on a beach looking at them. That's it. Hello, Tony. How are you? Happened right in my town, about 2 miles from my house. Oh, wow. How are you, Tony? What's happening, mate? How have you been? I'm just horsing around here. I've realised I'm just going to have to sticky tape these corners because it's curling. This is nice paper, but it's curling at the edges because I've got too much water on it, I think. I'm going to just tip the edges like that. Just like that. There we go. Just to hold them down. So how you going, Tony? What you been doing, buddy? I'm trying to get back into arting again because I've been doing lots of not arting. But I've missed everyone. It's been great actually hanging out. I've been hanging out in a few streams. I've had a bit more time. So I've been hanging out in a few streams and catching up with everyone because it's been so long. Doing good, just preparing for the snowpocalypse. Oh my God, preparing for a heat wave. We've gone polar opposite, mate. We're looking next week, 47 Celsius. 47 Celsius. And it's just like, ew. Ew, ew, ew. I think tomorrow is 40. And I'm going to Google. I'm going to Google what that is. Because I don't know in Fahrenheit. Hang on, Fahrenheit 47 Celsius to Fahrenheit. 116. Ew. And tomorrow is going to be 40, which is bearable almost. 40 Celsius to Fahrenheit. Here's 104. So yeah, we've got a week of it coming. Yay, go us. I'll come and have some snow, thanks. I'm going to go and live with the penguins. Double it and add 32. Oh, really? I knew there had to be a trick, a way, but I'm not not mathematical. I've actually got to go even darker on her lower limbs. I'm going to go into, I've got a bit of Payne's grey here somewhere. Oh, do I? Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just going to make it out of a purple. I'm going to go indigo and brown will make an almost black. Indigo and burnt umber makes a beautiful bluey grey. So they're trying to say we're going to get 8 inches of snow and ice. And the winter will be -10 Fahrenheit. Ow, that hurts. That's cold. Okay, maybe I'll just go to Tasmania where it's a little bit cooler but not that cold. You guys do proper cold. I've never experienced proper cold. Hey, thank you, V. Violet. Thank you so much. Just working away, trying to get the different layers. I'm trying to work through all the browns to get to the darks, and I just realised I didn't have a Payne's grey on my palette, so I had to make my own black. So I just used indigo and burnt umber to make the dark. And welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. It's lovely to have you here, Violet. We're just chatting about the weather because I think everywhere in the world's getting hit by all extremes. So just darken up. So this is a very deep purple that I'm using as a black replacement. Super deep purple. And I've got to blend it up her leg a bit more. She's got a stronger sort of a bay. I'm going to very carefully. I will go over the top of that. I'm going to go over the top of it all again. At least I'm not in Minnesota. 50 wind chills allegedly. Ew. Yeah, you guys do cold properly. You do definitely do proper cold. My son-in-law's Canadian, and he tells me about, you know, when he was young and they had to climb out on their roof to get out of their houses. Yeah, it's supposed to freeze where I am. Oh my God! Yes, no, we're having a heat wave. Yeah, Australia. We're having a heat wave. So, yeah, I heard you guys are getting hit hard on that side. There's real weather happening. It's extreme on both sides of the planet. Got it darken. I'm going to pop her mane on now using this same colour that I used for her points on her leg. Come down. It's almost the same purple as the background. Right now, I'd take the heat wave. No, I want to freeze. I'll swap you. I'll come there and you can come here. You can have the hot 12 feet of snow. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, we're lucky if it settles on the ground here. We have had snow a couple of times, but it barely settles. I mean, we do at the mountains where the people go skiing. There's some parts of Australia that get snow, but not like you guys do, ever. Okay, so I'm happy with that for her. And I'm also going to add, I will give the foal a little dark mane. Blowing in the wind. I'll leave a little gap, little highlighty bit. I might even give her tail up because she's happy, she's excited, and she's trotting along beside Mum. So I'll just pop her little tail in there, like that. I'll add a bit of detail onto that in a minute. And she hasn't really got bay legs, but I'm just going to give her a little dark leg there. And she's got points coming down here, but she's got a white sock, so I'll leave that. She's got 2 white socks on one side. Watercolours at 93. When I was 3, we got like, you were 3, 93. Oh my God, you're a baby. Got 3 feet of snow where I'm from, and it all happened in less than 24 hours. Wow, it was crazy. I remember being able to walk out of my house, saw it straight off the front porch and into the yard. Yes, that's what my son-in-law was saying in Canada. He literally they had to walk out their roof on their top floor to get out to the top of their house. That's amazing. I couldn't even imagine that. I could not even imagine the weather that you guys get, the extremes, because it just doesn't happen here. It's fascinating. The world is such an interesting place. Such an interesting place. around. I'm just going to start to build up the different tones now. Nowadays, I just open the front door and use the snow as fridge for beer. I'm in equine class, and there's a lot about horses. Oh, nice! Oh, that's cool. Well, I've got about, how old am I? I've got about 40 years experience with horses. My brother and I used to make tunnels through the snow. That is so cool. Lucky they didn't fall in. Yeah, I trained horses and show jumped and fox hunted and did lots and lots of jumping riding. And the later, as I got older, I did dressage. I specialised in dressage, which is basically dancing horses for anyone who's not sure. I trained dancing horses, which was great fun. Loved it. And now they're all retired old age in the paddock. Or two of them are anyway. So now I'm going to go a stronger reddy brown up the top. And I'm going to start to add different lights and darks. My brother and I used to, tunnels through the snow is amazing. That would be so cool. I'm down and around. That sounds cool. I can't really show lambs. Oh my god, that's so cool. Lambs are beautiful. Oh my god. I love, my husband and I were just talking about sheep yesterday because we've got a farm. And we've been talking about getting a few lambs, and I love lambs. They're just gorgeous little things. So I'm trying to pick brighter colours to just give them a little zing of a bit of a lift. Just helps give them a bit more three-dimensional look. And I forgot to draw the little foal's harness on. Doesn't matter. I can do that at the end. Jen, I've got to go. Just saw you online and thought I'd say hi. The horses are starting to look great. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Have a lovely evening, mate. Because it's got to be, what time is it there? It's got to be like early morning. What are you doing up at this hour? But anyway, absolutely. Have a good night, mate. And thank you for popping in. It's always lovely to see you. I'm trying to catch a stream the next week or so. Life's been crazy, so I'll try and catch a stream. And yeah, so we're on a small farm, so 20 acres. So we've been talking about getting a couple of cattle, couple of sheep. But I love sheep. They're gorgeous, especially lambs. Just having a look at the reference, just where the stronger colours are. So I've got a bit more red, and you can see I've got it so that the red's hitting the side of her a bit more now. I'm going to go back into the darkest dark that I've got. And I'm going to start to add. I'm going to go to my little itty bitty brush. And pick up some more of that dark. And I'm going to start to add little fine details, some finer details. So I've got to add the texture. So this is a very deep indigo. Whoops-a-days. Being careful not to go everywhere. Now, and this is where you pick out your darkest darks, and it helps to give the final little bit of va-va-voom of contrast. Do you know what breed of sheep you're going to get? Here, because it's so hot and we have to shear them a lot, we can get, I forgot what there's a breed that drops its own fleece. Is it a Dorper? I think it's called a Dorper. But they drop their own fleece, their own wool. They're really good for Australian climate, our hot climate. And then we're not having to get shearers in every 2 months to try and get their wool off. But I think they're called a Dorper. You have to Google. But yeah, they're the ones that drop their own wool, that you don't have to shear them. They literally lose their wool. They drop it like a fur coat, like animals drop their winter coat. But I think it's a dorper. Dormer, that's it. Dormer. If we get any, because we get so intensely hot, and it's easier maintenance. Okay, have a quick look. Now I did the mum's harness. I did her halter head collar on, so I better draw. Leave a little highlight for her eye. I've got to figure out how on earth, and I've got to do darker shadows. So I'm going to go a strong green. I'm going to add a bit of blue to it, a bit more blue than that, and I'm going to just add. Woo, that's a bit too thick. But I want the shadows to be super dark. I want super contrast down here, because it's the shadows that make a picture pop. So Violet, are you an artist as well? Or what's your thing? I do a bit of everything. I play games. I love my art. I do digital art. I do traditional. I love to draw. Drawing's my favourite thing on earth ever. Drawing's my absolute favourite thing to do. My soul is always happy when I'm drawing. I'm just going to draw some little distant shadows under the trees in the background. Just because I can. That. Because I want the horses as a focus. I'm not sure what colour to do that. The head colour, it's green in the reference, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I might just go, oh, I don't know what colour. What colour should I do the head collar? I might just go with the dark. I'll just go with the dark, and I'll just add some shadows and lights to it. Comes around there like that. Kind of, traditional, cool. Yeah, I do a bit of everything. It's all fun. It's all good. And the foal has one on as well, but I'm not going to draw one on the foal. Now I'm going to go the super darks onto the flowiness of the mane. That's very cool. Love meeting other artists, and I play games as well. Very badly, just ask Toadie. Very bad playing games, but I've been playing all kinds of things, farm sims, and at the moment I've actually just got back into The Division, which is a shooting game, which is great fun. And Ark Raiders, oh my god, anyone in chat play Ark Raiders? I'm so bad at it, but it's so much fun. But yeah, I've just got back into The Division, which is a great shooter-looter game. So I love me gaming as well. So here on Twitch, occasionally I'll stream games. Just adding the darkest darks now. Yeah, I don't stream games on YouTube, but I do on Twitch. I'm going to get this shadow in down under here. Got to blend that out a fraction. My style of art is more cartoony. I can never draw it realistic. It's just practice. I can't draw cartoony. Everyone's got their thing. Everyone's got their style and their technique. And it's, yeah. And I really love cartoons. People who can use their imaginations. I work from references. I really admire people who can use their imaginations. Yeah, I tend to do a lot of portraiture and a lot of references working from photographs. So, yeah, we're exact opposites. But everyone's skills are different, hey? And it's what makes it so interesting. And I watch, and I absolutely adore Pokemon and One Piece and that sort of stuff too. So I love fan art, that kind of thing. Anime. I love anime. Oh my god, I actually thought about going to anime classes. I thought about it seriously because there's a lady in a town near me that teaches anime. And I'm like, oh, I could do that. That'd be fun. different. And I follow a lot of YouTubers who do anime. Okay, I'm quite happy with that, I think. I don't know that I'm going to do a whole lot more. Just having a quick look. I could, and I probably will go a bit more of a rich red. A little bit more pigment, a little bit less water. Also can't draw people. People are hard. I agree. I can do faces, but if you expect me to get proportions of a body, I can draw a horse, I can draw a cow, I can draw a sheep, I can draw any animal. Can't draw. I mean, I can draw people, but they're not real good. They're not real good. Hence, that's probably, Violet, something we both need to practice then. Something we both need to practice. Because that's when I started drawing birds, because I was terrified of them, and I thought, I need to draw them. Because it's the only way to learn is to do it. And now they're one of my favourite subjects. So people, not so much yet. I have done some facial portraits. And it is fun. And I went to classes for a while to learn how. But I can draw them better than I can paint them. And I do charcoals. I like to work in black and white for people. People look like potatoes. Potatoes are delicious, so your people look delicious. That's a good thing. We'll make it a positive. We'll make it a positive, Violet. Okay, because I love potatoes. All right, I'm going to go the super darkest dark. Get the contrast under his head collar. And on the bottom part there, like that. It's got a little bit of a, what do you call it, a buckle. That's all right. I'm just going to quickly get my brush, damp it, and lift that off. Just rub over the top of it and that'll pick that up. It's the beauty of watercolour. I don't have an undo button, but you can just rub things and it'll disappear. Just get a damp brush, and while it's still wet, as long as it's still wet, you can remove it. And I'll just go over the top of that with a bit of red in a minute. But I'm quite happy with that. What do you guys reckon? I've got to do dark under, a bit more red under her chin. Strong, almost a pure red, just for fun, because why not? Just to highlight lighter parts that are reflecting colour, like that. Okay, might even add a little bit down that side of her face, like that. Right. I reckon I'm happy with that. And we're going to blend out, I'm going to wet my brush and just go back in and just soften the edges, those red bits. Ooh, soften, soften, soften. That. And I can even use the bit of cloth that I've got in my hand and just lift it off a little bit. While it's still damp, it'll lift. Love how you capture motion in horses. Thank you! Thank you. It's years and years and years of watching them. Of just sitting and watching them and riding them, and I used to judge as well the shows, so you get to know their anatomy and the proportion and the way they move, and I love drawing movement. I love trying to catch a movement. Like when I draw birds, I love to do birds flying. And things like that. It's fun, because this is the one I did earlier. I did a Clydesdale mare, and she's all bent, but just standing. But I like to draw movement. It's a lot harder, but it's a lot more fun, and it's so satisfying. I'm going to try and draw a fence in. This is probably tempting fate, and I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to attempt to draw a fence in. I'm scared. But you know what? Doesn't matter. I can always do another painting. If I wreck it, I can always do another one. That's how you look at it. It doesn't matter if you mess it up, because it's an opportunity to do it again and do it even better. Mistakes are opportunities. So I might be making a mistake by trying to do another one, but here we go. I'm going to go over it with a yellow ochre. Or actually, what colour am I going to do it? I might even go a bit of raw umber for the fence. Okay, so I'm going to do posts. A post here. Fence. It's going to be a wire fence because I like being difficult. So I'm going to go the shadow side, burnt umber. Ooh, I need a bit more pigment, a little bit less water. While that's still wet, I'm going to drop in shadow side of the post like that. There we go. And very gently get a greyish colour. I've got a bit of sepia. Grab a bit of sepia. It's sort of blue-grey almost. And I'm going to get a lot more pigment. Less water. It's a really strange... Some of these paints are juicy and soft and fluffy, but this one is quite dry. So I'm just going to run wire at the very tip of my brush. And these are silver black velvet brushes. I love them. They have a beautiful fine tip. They've got a lovely barrel on them for holding, and they hold a beautiful amount of water. I've got to buy some more because I've had these ones for about 10 years. And there's probably 3 or 4 runs of wire. So I'm just going to run that, keeping an eye on where it would be. Oops. Like that. I might do another one. That. Ooh, keep coming. That. I should probably draw a post behind them, but I don't really want to. There's a bit of a... Well, I suppose it's more than... It's a horse length. That's fine. There we go. So that is the fence done. And they just sort of needed something behind them. You can't see any more fences, so that's fine. I might draw some tussocky bits coming up around the posts, just on the shadow side, like that. Just like that. That just gives them a little bit more depth. And I'm going to sign that like that. The right ear, because I've been still putting 25 because that's how I roll. So that is done. I'm quite happy with that, I think. Add a little bit more strength in that little line down her face. Got to add a little dot for a white on her highlight, and I've got my white marker, my white acrylic pen, just to add that highlight back onto the little one's eye. And I am going to call that done. And I am going to say thank you so much for hanging out, peeps. It has been awesome fun. It's going to be a really stinking hot weekend, so I reckon I will be back. I think I'll probably stream tomorrow and the weekend. So, and I've moved my camera. I keep looking in the wrong spot because my camera is now. Did I just get paint on my face? I did, didn't I? But that's how I roll. Oh well. Doesn't matter. But anyway, thank you so much. So I'll pop my other photo up, my other painting that I did up here as well. I can zoom out a fraction, can I? Hang on. You watch me press all the wrong buttons. Oh no, let's zoom in. I'll zoom out. So I've got both of my horses up there. Whoops, you can't really see it. So yes, so that was today's effort. So that was good fun for a couple of hours work. Where's me? I've got to zoom out. There we go. So there's both my paintings that I did today. So I'm very sorry, but I need to go. I'm Texas, and it's 9:18. Absolutely, mate. And I need to finish my math homework. I have a test. Oh, well, good luck with your test, Violet. I'm in high school, supposed to describe a Oh, you're a sweetheart. Thank you so much. Good luck with your test. I hope it goes well. I'm sure you'll do great, and it was lovely to meet you. Have a great day, Jen. The horses came out amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of fun. Thank you for hanging out, mate. But yes, I think I'll be back. I'll be streaming for the rest of the week or the weekend because it's going to be too damn hot to do anything else. So I will see you all again, hopefully in your streams. I will pop around and see who's on and hang out in other people's streams as well. So yay, go team. Thank you so much. Have a great day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I will see you all tomorrow. And Violet, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're going to do really well. And I look forward to hearing from you to let me know how you think you went. Okie doke.